Happy Mother's Day and stand up, New York Mets fans. This is it for at least until the season finale. The New York Mets and the Chicago Cubs getting it on in a rubber match. The Mets took game one soundly, 7-2, but the Cubs were able to hang on by a thread with a 6-5 win last night. Today, Griffin Canning takes the mound for the Mets. And the lineup is basically the same as Tyler McGill had to face last night, starting with Armstrong, Tucker, and Suzuki 1 through 3. Then Bush at the 4, Kelly batting 5th, Horner at 2nd, batting 6th, Swanson batting 7th at short, DH and Justin Turner, and John Birdie in the hot corner, rounding out the lineup. For the Mets, it's Louis Torrens and a few changes. Lindor, Soto, and Alonso remain at spots 1 through 3. Vientos at third, batting cleanup to give Brett Beatty the day off. Brandon Nimmo in left. Starling Marte will be DHing today instead of Vientos. Louis Torrens will be behind the plate as Alvarez had a bit of difficulty after getting hit on the top of his catching hand yesterday. He'll bat 7th. Luis Acuna bats 8th, and Tyrone Taylor rounds out the lineup batting 9th. The Cubs send Matthew Boyd to the mound. Mets coming in as a game and a half ahead of Philadelphia in the East. Cubs 2 games ahead of St. Louis in the Central. All of them solos. Francisco Lindor, Brett Beatty, Jeff McNeil, and Juan Soto. But on the other hand, the Cubs only needed 1 homer to win, and that was Dansby Swanson off Tyler McGill. The Mets did get 2, both from Brett Beatty, but it wasn't enough. For those wondering, it's a little finicky for me if I ever want to do these Sunday leadoffs on Roku. And for those wondering why, as of last year, MLB has been doing the Sunday leadoffs on Roku and not NBC and Peacock, cost-cutting measure. Because Roku is free as opposed to having to pay a certain amount a month with Peacock, and only getting the Mother's Day game on NBC, MLB found there was more potential in doing freebie games on Roku on Sundays. Mets will be in their traditional home whites with the blue pinstripes and orange outlines on the numbering and lettering. Cubs will be in their default, will be back in their alternate road blues. 73 degrees and sunny at Citi Field. After this, the Mets will host a 3-game set with the Pirates. Then a travel day. They go head north to the Bronx, where they'll do battle with the New York Yankees in the first of 2 Subway Series. Keys to the game for the Mets: solve the riddle. First pitch. Matthew Boyd's fastball. First pitch, and then this will be a bullpen battle. Yesterday was a bullpen gauntlet for the Cubs due to the injury to Shota Imanaka. There you see Lindor with his daughter. Vientos with his son. Nimmo with his kid. Or youngster, sorry, my bad. And here's Griffin Canning. He'll face Anthony Swanson's the guy that's got to find a way to get out. 4 homers, 10 RBIs in his last 16 games, and he's been hitting .345. And Suzuki only played left for the second time last night. And again, they'll go with the Turner-Suzuki combo in the Suzuki-Turner with Suzuki in left and Turner in DH. Yeah, 37 strikeouts, 15 walks, 254 opposition batting average. The whip does worry me at a 139 in 36 innings. First pitch. Up and out with the fastball on 1-0. This is only the second time Armstrong is leading off this year. 1-0 pitch. Popped up. Do Torrens or Vientos have room to get it? Nope. Hit the door or on the fencing on the backstop. 2-1-1. Got one last night, he did. Ball 2. Chase is one in the dirt, 2-2. It was a slider. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss on the fastball, high and out, strike 3. Cut under it. 1 down. And then the changeup, then the knuckle curve, the cutter, and the sinker. But the slider, changeup, and four-seamer are his. But his slider and changeup are the 2 pitches that get clocked the most. Fastball blows by Tucker on 1. Kyle Tucker is 7th in OPS in the NL this year. 276 batter, 10 homers, 32 ribbies. Stares at strike 2 that just catches the inside part of the plate. Tucker came over in a trade from Houston for 3 guys. I don't remember which 3. That's driven to left field, but it's going to hook foul down the third baseline. One and two as the slider just goes a little too low for Canning's liking. That's way too high. 2 and 2. And Tucker chases strike 3. Got him with the changeup. Here's Seiya Suzuki. Swing and a miss. Chase the changeup and low. Ball. Chase the slider low. Strike 1. It's foul. Outside, 1 and 2. Two and 2. Don't jinx it, Gary, please. 2-2. Just outside, full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. 3 men, 3, and Canning starts the game off by striking the side out. Nothing across for the Cubs. That's coming up. And Lindor leads off. The sound of My Girl playing in Citi Field. First pitch. Strike one as Boyd doesn't even bother chasing one over the plate. While Lindor hasn't been off to the same level of Regigigas slow start as he normally has been, tries to bunt, pulls back, but it's over the plate anyway, 0-2. Oh, 2 on the way. That's pop foul going to the backstop. This was on Friday night. Ball one. On 2 pitch. Got him swinging. 1 down. One thing I hate with streaming services, I've repeated a number of times. There are always 2 or 3 pitches behind these damn things. First pitch to Soto. Big cut and miss, 0-1. That one is a big cut that misses, 0-2.
Said he thinks his changeup actually has something to do with it too. They're so protective of his changeup that they're late on here as well. I don't think Alonso was worried about his changeup. It's just hitting by.
That one's fouled off, 0-2.
Yeah, you see what he's done in the 7th start, 2.75 ERA. He struggles the 3rd time through the line, so they're asking him to get through it twice. And if they have a little bit bigger lead, they give him a little longer lead.
And Soto goes down swinging.
Sets up that slider away. It starts in the same area, but then it darts away from it and down. Not beat
Alonso takes strike one.
First in on base percentage and second in slugging behind Shohei Ohtani.
But he has fallen into a bit of a slump as of late. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
It's been a lot of power from Pete. And again, you brought it up the pregame. It really started with the 3-run homer last year in the playoff, and he hasn't slowed down since.
And both pitchers strike out the side to start a game. That's a rarity. Neither 3 3 batters and three strikeouts for both sides. No score going into the second. Crazy little furball. Making his debut with the Cubs in 1989, then started a brief stint in 2000. First pitch to Bush is fouled off. Bush has been difficult to get out in this series. He went 2 for 3 last night with an RBI. Strike 2. Oh, 2. And that's fouled off. We'll do it again. That's too high. 1 and 2. This one's flown out to left field. Nimmo coming on, and he's finding the sun, but he tumbles, but he's got it. 1 down. June 29th against San Francisco. And then June 10th of 1990. Swing and a mid strike, ball 1 up and away. Damn.
10th big league season, got a lifetime OPS around 700. His OPS coming into the day is 12-11.
1-1.
Like a light switch.
Pop foul.
He said he went through an injury last year, and he started working on trying to flatten his swing. He tried to keep his back in the zone, something that Lonzo does very, very well, and that's why he has so much success. And it has paid off in his first 70 at-bats this year for sure.
Ball 2.
On a swing on Friday night, and I come out of that game. Miguel Maya caught yesterday and had a huge hit late in that game for the Cubs. But Kelly right back in there today.
That's foul down the third line. We'll do it again.
So, I mean, they have been very productive, and that's why you see this lineup producing at all levels, wherever they are. They have home run power throughout the lineup.
2-2 pitch to Kelly.
Second in the National League hit home runs, leading in stolen bases.
Struck him out. 2 down. I wasn't trying to talk. I was trying to speed it up.
86 and 90. So you're protecting down, and then you have to protect up. And you usually can't do both.
Here's Nico Horner, and he takes the slider low, ball 1.
He's been 3.5 more inches of vertical drop this year on a slider than he did last year. Well,
Fouled off.
they have those slow motion cameras, and they're always working on their grips, and they can look at everything when they do their bullpen, or when they're playing catch. And he has developed a slider that is better than most, is what it is. And he uses it at 35. So even if he's trying to sit on it, there's not doing much damage. Last year, he used it only 24% of the time. That's a throw a slider because they don't
1 pitch.
his best pitch.
Almost hits him. 2-1.
And what has happened since he started using his slider? Hitters only hit 200 off his four-seamer, so it's made his fastball better, and his slider's better than last year.
That's for sure. 2-1 pitch. That's popped up on the infield. Alonso coming on. Charging, foul ground. He's got it. And that ends the second. So Kenny has a little more trouble, only getting 1 strikeout out of a possible 3, but no damage. Inning and a half complete. Still no score at City.
The arsenal on Matthew Boyd's Statcast powered by Google Cloud. With Apple Series his bread and butter, I talked about hitters are hitting 211 with a 228.
Here's Boyd's pitching arsenal. Predominantly, he throws his four-seam fastball, then his changeup, followed by his slider. Seldom does he use the sinker, and it's rare when he goes to the curveball. First pitch to Vientos, and Vientos pops it up. At least he made contact on it, but it's a weak pop to the skirts of the outfield, corner under it, and he makes the catch, one down on the first pitch. Yeah, Mets have no Shamanaya, no Frankie Montas, no Paul Blackburn for an extended amount of time until June at best for each of those three nincompoops. By contrast, no Shota Imanaga for the Cubs. First pitch to Nim when he takes the fastball over the middle, 0-1. Albeit as a bullpen arm, that one just misses 1-1. I mean, that's one of the main reasons he doesn't use. And Justin Steele, he's out for the whole year due to recovery rate on Tommy John. Ground ball. Just foul. I thought that one fair. Too bad you can't look at it. Let's see. Yeah, that's foul. Two and two. And Nimmo goes down chasing and tipped into the glove. 2 down. Starling Marte hasn't gotten much hitting time tonight this year. 188 batting average, 2 homers, 12 ribbies. Predominantly being used as a platoon designate platoon designator hitter. Originally alongside Jesse Winker, but Winker's out for the next 5 to 7 weeks. Marte fouls that on off, 0-2. Oh, and I think that one hits Marte on the foot. He's going to take his base. 6 times he's been plunked. So there is a base runner. Granted, not the way that Mets wanted to hit. Mets will get a hit out of it, but not the way, but not like that. He hit batter. I think he hit his back foot. Let's see. Bounced under the dirt and clocked me, got and nipped him in the back foot. So now Luis Torrens sets up. Until Alvarez came back, he was basically the everyday catcher. Against lefties, he's hit 357 this year. First pitch on its way. Ball one on the outside corner of the fastball.
The Reds did most of the catching with Francisco Alvarez, missed the one with a broken habit. He did a terrific job throwing out runners, but a surprisingly good job of producing at the plate.
It's gone down.
There's that move by Boyd.
Boyd throws to first to try to catch Marte. He doesn't even really budge. Marte retreats back to first. Remember, their leads coming into the day in their respective divisions were pretty slim. Cubs up by 2 in the Central over the Cardinals. Mets a game and a half over Philadelphia in the East. Strike one. One. Didn't chase the curveball. One pitch. Popped up. And that's going to find the seats. 1 and 2.
He's been splendid so far.
1-2. And Torrance fouls it off again. I would have just let that one go and go up 2 and even the count at 2 and 2 instead of swinging at to keep it 1 and 2. I still worry about the parity with Peterson, though. 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2 and 2. Didn't help him all that much last night. 2-2 pitch. And there's disengagement number 2. If Boyd goes back to third one more time, that's a balk. Go back, press cut. Marte off again, that's a balk. Without engaging the pitcher, that's a balk. Without engaging the batter, that's a balk. Balk, and Marte moves to second by default, and he doesn't want to do that. 2-2. Torrance whacks one, deep left center field, going back to the track. Won't get it! Off the wall, Marte is going to get home easily. 1-0 Mets on an RBI double, but no, it's a triple by Luis Torrance. He's safe. I mean, PCA was just a little off when he made the leap at the fence. I thought that one was going, but yes, it was a little off the fence. This is where PCA was. A little more to the left, and he would have caught. If he moved a few inches more to the left, he would have caught it. I mean, to his left, he would have caught it. I mean, to his right, he would have caught it. To our left, his right, he would have caught it. Regardless, 1-0 Mets, and Luis Angel Acuna is up next. For Torrance, that's his 11th ribby of the year, first triple of the season. Just keep in mind, most catchers are not known for their speed. That one's fouled off, 0-2. Acuna in 34 games, 6 RBIs. He was the NL Rookie of the Month, both offensive and defensively, but more so to the latter as opposed to the former. 0-2 pitch. Way outside, 1-2 with the slider, with the curveball. I mean, there's a reason Boyd doesn't throw that curve all that much, and that's why. He doesn't have a good grip on it, which leads to a lack of control on the pitch. 0-2 is fouled off. Goes back to the slider. This time it does slide low, but Acuna had enough of a bone to pick with those last night. He struck out twice on those kinds of pitches his last night in the win by the Cubs. 1-2 pitch. This is driven to center, right center, but PCA's on this one, and he'll make the catch. But the Mets do draw first blood on an RBI triple by Luis Torrens. We're through 2. New York 1, Chicago nothing. Of course, as I mentioned, a few more to his right and our left, a few more feet, inches or feet to his right, and our perceived left, and this would still be a score for PCA on the Torrens hit, and this game would still be scoreless, at least from my point of view. I mean, if you saw it, gonna miss it. This would hit too far to his right. It was too far to his left. There we go. Yep. Severino, Manaya, Holmes, Manning. First pitch, strike 1 to Dansby Swanson, who, as I mentioned, coming into this series has been the most frustrating Cub for the Mets to try to get out. But then again, he's no stranger to the Mets from his time in Atlanta from 2016 to 2022. From his time in Atlanta from the 2016 through 2022 season, including the 2021 title over in Atlanta. The title in Atlanta. 1-1 pitch to Swanson on its way. Ground ball off the glove of Canning. Picked up, throw. Not in time. Lindor lost his footing. It's going to be an infield hit for Swanson.
It changes the direction of Francisco Lindor a little bit. And he's able to not come up with the hop that he wants, and he double clutches it, and that's why Swanson is safe. But you have 2 elite defensive shortstops.
Here's Justin Turner. High and out, but barely 1-0. Turner is too shy of 200 career homers, and because he hasn't had a lot of play time as a Cub, he's not hitting all that much. 161, no homers, 7 ribbies. I really hope I didn't fucking jinx it. That's low, 2-0.
From 2014, and Turner had originally met Luke during batting practice when he was with the Mets. Luke was battling cancer at the time, and they just hit it off. They stayed in touch.
Juno way up there, throw, not able to pick Johnson off at first, Swanson off at first. big mistake. I mean, I get what Torrance was trying to do, but that's a gamble because now Canning is in 0-3 in a 3-0 hole. Because now you put your pitcher in the hole at 3-0 with the count at 3 balls and no strikes. Here's the payoff. Here's the 3-0. Gets the calling outside part of the plate, 3-1. Throw to first. Swanson gets back. That's one disengagement. Swanson dancing off first, leading himself off first base. And this time the fastball outside doesn't hit the mark. Ball 4, and Canning finds himself in trouble early in the third. First two batters. If he just lets that one go, Lindor gets Swanson, and it would be just a man on and one out. Instead, it's men on first and second and two, nobody out. Infielders move in. Here's John Birdie. Birdie fouls it off, 0-1. Birdie 290 in his last 10 games is up his batting average to 254, but he's not very productive when it comes to runs. He's a utility infielder who's more known for his glove, not his bat. One hit on its way.
It's hard to manage getting the foot down at the right time. It's a little bit to the bunt and grass against Birdie. And so plenty of Birdie.
Disengagement. That's number 1. This is that. Look, Swanson back to second.
I agree. It's exactly the word I would use to describe. Play all over the gun.
Strike 2.
Baseball on total bases 1 year.
Hit was dropped by Alonso. Tough break for Alonso. It cleans that pick. Swanson's. He would have gotten Turner. 1-2 is fouled off. Is fouled off on the dirt and then trapped by Torrance. So technically, it's a foul ball. 1-2. Yeah, last year the Mets were notorious for coughing up stolen bases. That's fly ball, right field. Soto under it. Moving up, makes the catch. Swanson's going to tag, but instead he's going to retreat as the cutoff is thrown in cleanly to Acuna. 1 down. This is what happened to Nimmo last inning. He was fighting the sun. He had to fall backward to catch it. Alonso had to fight the sun. And Nico Horner had to fight it. Here's PCA again. Takes ball one. It's a curveball. It's a changeup that just misses. 0-1. 1-0. And it just misses the corner. 1-0. 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, 2-0. I think Canning's losing a little bit of control on that changeup. Runners on first and second, 2-0 count, 1 man out. Canning can't gamble on that changeup. It's in my view. 2-1. Ow. With runners in scoring position, PCA is 302. It was a hitter. 2-1 pitch. That's fouled off to the backstop, 2-2. Two twos. One, a missed strike three. Gone with a 91-mile-an-hour changeup on the outside. That's K number 5 for Griffin Canning. 2 down. And Kyle Tucker coming up. Tucker, another one of the strikeout victims. So PCA has struck out twice against Griffin Canning this afternoon. Ground ball. Alonzo will grab it, split the Canning, inning over. But so no runs, one hit, and 2 stranded for Chicago. We go to the third. Still bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Mets. I feel like I So what killed the New York Knicks yesterday? Simple. Over-reliance on drop coverage. Falling into the trap of drop. One kick will bring the trap. You don't want to fall into. Committing to drop coverage. Committing to the sin of drop coverage. That usually gives too much breathing room for shooters like a King Pritchard, like a Sam Howell, like a Drew Holiday, like a Jason Tatum, and like a Jaylen Brown. But Pritchard especially feasted when the Knicks were in drop coverage all day yesterday. My question is, can the Knicks rebound and get back to what got them games 1 and 2? Throwing the fact that Cat now has a busted finger or a broken nail, whichever one it is, I don't know. So it looks like Cat will play tomorrow, but he's got to be careful with that finger. Either that damn thing is in a sling. Furthermore, the Knicks need to stay out of drop coverage at any and all costs tomorrow night. Lindor leads off for the Mets, or Taylor, I should say, and he's going to pop this one foul behind the plate, 0-1. Tyrone against Boyd, 3 for 4 with a 2-run bomb. This one's popped up in the fairground. It's going to be at the mound or near at it. And it's Bush who's going to grab it. 1 down. This will be the second time through the order for Boyd. Lindor struck out in his first at bat. That one goes way too in on the knees. 1-0. Foul off. 1-1. For those wondering what song Joe Girardi is talking about, he's referring to the Cubs' victory song, Go Cubs Go. 1-1 pitch. And he takes the curveball, 1-2. That one's fouled off. This one's hit to left. Shallow. Who's going to get it? Is it going to stay fair? No, it's not. It's going to go into the seats foul.
He was hitting on right-handed, even when he was struggling from the left side. I think he's got a more natural swing from this side of the plate. But the Mets have not seen many left-handed pitchers this year.
1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. In the left field, base hit. Lindor's on with a 1-out single. Juan Soto up next. Pickoff move by Boyd, but Lindor dives back safely. It's fouled off. 1-1. So fouls off again, 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. It's been all sliders There's DeSoto. One and two.
So you need to be careful if you're that trail runner on first base.
2 and 2, and that's disengagement 2 to pick off attempt number 2. Hold down the first. Nice pick by Bush. 3-6-3 double play. So 1 hit, erased by a double play ball. 3 innings complete. Still 1-0 Mets. War Chamber. Better not be another fucking 10 o'clock start, because I'm getting a little sick with MLW doing these. Because of this, it makes it because of the fact that they're all 10 o'clock starts in MLW, it makes it difficult for me to even bother doing live reactions when your mother puts you on a fucking leash because your damn apartment's not soundproof. The drop ceiling in your apartment's not soundproof. And believe me, it's a pain in the ass. First pitch to Bush, or Suzuki, excuse me, strike 1. Ew. That one's way up, 1-1. One, two. That's fouled off 1 and 2. 2-2. Ground ball. Kenny will snatch it, flip it with the glove, and get him out. 1 down. Ew. Or Toxie. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Michael Bush. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Ball 1. One, 2 pitch to Bush. 2-2. That's grounded to Alonso. He'll take it himself. 2 down. That they do. Here's Carson Kelly. Swung and a miss. Went after the curveball. That's in the dirt with the curve. 1-1. Line the other way, but goes under it. Inning over. And a 1-2-3 inning for Canning again. 3.5 innings complete. Still 1-0 shy. Still 1-0 Mets. Alonso to lead off. The main problem so far, despite the fact Griffin Kang has the upper hand, he's thrown 17 more pitches than Boyd, mostly because the Mets are being a little too impatient and jumping on each pitch. For better or worse. They're not stacking. In other words, they're not stacking the count. Strike one. Ball one. Alonso fouls that one off. 1-1. That's fouled off. 0-2. 1-2. As I mentioned, the big problem with the Mets today, despite the 1-0 lead, has been the fact that there's been little to no discipline to play and little to no count stacking from their hitting core. 1-2 pitch, and Alonso takes it on the outside corner, strike three. I don't know why he doesn't chase that pitch anymore. That's strikeout number 5 for Matt Boyd. Strike one of Vientos, again relying on that curveball. Who? Vientos hits a grounder to Swanson. Throw, 2 down. Again, big issue. Why is pitch count so low? The Mets are being impatient. There's little to no discipline. Here's Nimmo. Ball one. Doesn't pursue the changeup. Ball two. And if you're Craig Counsell, you want to get him out of there. You want to get him out of there before that third time through the order. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Cuts and miss again on the fastball, 2-2. Two pitch. Loops one into left field. Suzuki's coming on, but he's going to have to play it on a hop. Base hit. Ball one. Marte lines one through the hole, base hit, and that's the first non-2-strike hit of the day for the Mets. Runners on first and second. Only their second time in this game where they've had runners in scoring position. is lined to left, but it's playable as Suzuki's going towards the corner, makes a catch. Two hits, nothing across for the Mets, and they strand two. 4 innings done. Mets still up 1-0. Cubs will send Horner, Swanson, and Turner to the plate. Basically, late middle to early bottom of the order. The early to mid bottom of their batting order to face Griffin Canning their second time through the core. The Mets at least now are a little one step closer to the third time through on Matt Boyd, at the very least. So far, 4 of the 5 hits have come from Met bats. A 2-out RBI triple by Torrens, a pair of 2-out singles by Martin. By Nino Marte, and a 1-out single by Lindor. Only hit for the Cubs, a leadoff infield hit by Dansby Swanson, which amounted to nothing, which amounted to essentially nothing. Back in the third inning. I mean, there's a reason I prefer being more of a night owl over these ball games. And it has to do with my watch. I'm not a fan of doing these sorts of games in the middle of the day where I'm worrying about how many steps I have to take. If it's a late game call, like around 3, 4 o'clock, and a late afternoon call, like 3 or 4 o'clock, then I'm fine. But noon to oneers are a bit of a pain in the ass, and 7 o'clockers are fine. 7 and 8 o'clock games are fine because by that point, I can't accumulate any more watch hour goals. Hourly step goals. And as for why I'm doing this game now, it's because I'm not going to my sister's house for Mother's Day dinner until 5. First pitch to Horner is out too far and tight. Ball 1. Horner fouled down his first at bat, back in the second. Strike 1. Just catches the upper out portion of the plate. I tried, DB. 2-1. Enough of the Catholic jokes. Slow dribbler. Torrens has to scoop it up, fire it fast, and he does. 1 down. Can we stop with the damn Catholic jokes already and just get back to the game? Ball 1. I mean, in my view, I don't really care who the Pope is. I mean, what team the Pope roots for. If he's a if he's a shy soccer, fine. I don't care. But that said, that doesn't mean he'll make Chicago, I mean the Southsiders, God's team. Actually, God doesn't really have a preference for a group of men he would root for. Trust me, I know that badly. 2-0 pick, all three. And so is Xavier University in Cincinnati, even though they've all gone perverse in one way or another. 3-0 pitch. Check swing is rolled to Acuna. He'll just flick it over to Alonso. 2 down. First pitch is a strike. He went to the curveball on Justin Turner. 1-0-1. Turner, the only other base runner Canning is allowed, and it was a walk following the infield single back in his last at bat in the third inning. So essentially, Canning is throwing a one-hit shutout at the moment. Chopper to Vientos. He'll scoop it up, fire to first. It's high, but Alonso stays on the bag to get the final out. So a 1-2-3 inning for Canning again. He's through 5 after about 70 some odd pitches. 1-0 New York. We are halfway home. Oh, my foot. Between both men, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run, 5 hits. Acuna's going to pop this one up in foul ground, but no one's going to get that one. Strike 1. Ball one. But what's more disturbing is despite that we're near the tail end of the second time through for the Mets in the lineup, he's only thrown 62 pitches. Line off the glove of Swanson in the left field for a base hit. That's the first time that's happened to Swanson this weekend. Oh, it was over the glove, excuse me. Acuna is going to need that speed if a hit gets hit on the ground by Tyrone Taylor. What? Taquitos. Air pops it up. Is this going to stay in play? Nope. Bush was trying to get it, but it landed in the lap of Mark Vientos. But it lands in the lap of Mark Vientos instead. Strike one. Leaning a little more, and he would have got it. I mean, stretched himself out and leaned out a little more into the dugout, and he would have got it. Pop foul backward. This time 0-2. One, two. It's a collective blame. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges were pretty useless defensively. The team was too reliant on drop coverage instead of aggression. Popped up. Bush takes charge. One down. Yeah, I know Sabu passed. And of course, the Tin Man not adjusting fast enough, I blame for the loss yesterday. Lindor takes ball one. It's a curveball, low and away, low and over the middle. Swing and miss. Another curveball. 1-1. This one's popped up. Shallow right. And Bush drops it. It's a missed catch error. Acuna wasn't going to move anyway. Off the tip of the glove. It's true. And they pick Acuna off. He got too big of a lead and couldn't jump back fast enough. He was out by a country mile. And there's strikeout number 6 from Matthew Boyd. 5 innings complete. Still 1-0 Mets. One hit, a leadoff hit erased on a base running blunder. His third time through the order. Or a leadoff for Birdie, second time through, strike 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. This one's to center. One gone. PCA up next. Swing and a miss at the changeup. 1-1. 0-1. One 0-1 pitch. Gets a cookie in on the hands. Right field. That's going into the Coca-Cola corner and gone. Tie game. Way upstairs, ball one with the fastball. Again, David Podden, I'm aware of that fact. Two and oh. That's fouled off. 2-2. That's also foul. 2-2. Fouled off, and Torrens gets hit in the face, or it got him in his hand. Where the bat or the ball hit him? Let's see. It hit him. Okay, Torrens is responding, so he's still alive. At least that's good. Okay, he's up. Thank God. Or at least he's back up on his knees. And Francisco Alvarez, who was given the day off today, which means that rookie that they picked up, that was in as the backup, will have to be called up if Torrens is not able to go for a good bit of time. Alvarez is getting his gear on. Torrens is going to come out of the game 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. We'll do it again. The dirt, full count. Ground ball to Alonso. He'll flip the Canning. 2 down. Seiya Suzuki up next. Upstairs again, ball 1. If I'm Carlos Mendoza, I sit Griffin Canning down after 6, and then go to the bullpen. But the question is, who do you go to? You used Brazaban, Cabrera, Diaz, and Kranick last night. That doesn't leave you with a lot of options. I mean, yeah, you only used Diaz for 1 inning. But let's look at the pitchers you can't risk using today. 1 and 2. You could go with Diaz and Cabrera, use Diaz and Cabrera, but Brazaban and Crank are off the table today. Grounder to Vientos, that ends the inning. However, Chicago does tie it up on the PCA shot. 5.5 complete. We're tied at 1. The problem with bringing in Cabrera or Kranick, bringing either Brazaban or Kranick for the 7th, is they threw over 20 pitches each last night. You can't risk overtaxing the arm. So Diaz is still somewhat available if the Mets get the lead and go to the 9th, as is Hennessy's Cabrera. However, that only leaves you with Jose Buto, Ryan Stanek, Reed Garrett, and Denadel Nunez for the rest of the game, for the rest of today's game. Here are the pitching matchups for the Mets and Pirates. Paul Skeens against David Peterson tomorrow. Mitch Keller against Kodai Senga on Tuesday night. And on Wednesday night, Clay Holmes faces, who's this Falter kid? Bailey Falter. So takes strike one on the curveball. Boyd still continuing to be a menace. Soto struck out in the first and grounded out in the fourth. This is the third last time bat. So pops that one foul behind the plate. We'll do it again. That was a fastball. Inside 1-2. That's fouled off. And downswing goes Soto, and he slams the bat on the plate, and I don't blame him. First pitch to Alonso, curveball, strike one. I don't understand why Pete doesn't chase that pitch. It's right there in the zone. You can take a good cut at it. I mean, seriously, Pete, why are you falling asleep on the job lately? 1-1. 2-1. I mean, it's really starting to get annoying that Pete is showing too much plate discipline and not chasing certain pitches. That one is fouled off, 2-2. And again, the big problem with Matt Boyd, the Mets are not stacking the pitch count. The Cubs are stacking Griffin Canning's pitch count, and I don't expect to see him in the seventh. If he does, Mendoza's gambling is going to do the Mets in. If he does pop up for the seventh, I do foresee Mendoza's moronic bullpen gambling screwing the Mets yet again. Swung on a missed strike three by Alonso. Pitcher gambling screwing the Mets yet again because the fucker doesn't know when to stop with the gambling. It's what cost the Mets 9 of their last 17 coming into this. And it's going to be Reed Garrett warming up in the bullpen. And it looks like it's Reed Garrett going to pitch the seventh. Vientos just popped up and grounded out today. Let's see if he can get some going. Vientos smacks one to left field. That ball is out here, and the Mets regain the lead 2-1. First pitch swinging, and Vientos crushes it. That gets Canning back off the hook. Let's go. And the Mets get that run. They caught the back. Vientos going left field. Going oppo. Nimmo takes a big cut and misses. Strike one. He went after a sweeper. Fastball in on the hands. Low intermittent in on the hands. And Vientos made him pay for it. Nimmo fouls that one off, 1-2. 2-2. Two-two pitch on its way. Oh, and Nimmo gets hit. Second batter, Boyd is plunked today. Right in the rib cage or in the point of the elbow. I don't know where that one got him. Not as much as I used to be. And Craig Counsell comes out to calm Matt Boyd down. This will probably be his last inning of the game. So both pitchers will be done after 6 innings at maximum. Last 2 runs that have come home for each side. Last couple of runs, 1 each for each side. That's come out. It's gone across the plate. Solo bombs and warming up in the bullpen. It's only just now that control is slipping away from Boyd. Here's Starling Marte, who's singled, and he's been plunked. First pitch, outside with the curveball, 1-0. With the changeup, 1-0. Strike 1. That's fouled off to the backstop, 1-2. And unfortunately for the Cubs, bad news. Cardinals up 2-0 on the Nationals on a pair of solo bombs. One by Lars Nootbaar to lead off the game, and to lead off the second, Wilson Contreras. 2-2. Phillies and Guardians don't play until later tonight. 2-2 is popped up, shallow center. Horner calling off Armstrong, and he'll make the catch. But the Mets do get that run they coughed up back. We go to the 7th. We go to the 7th. It's the Mets 2, the Cubs 1. Mets 2, Cubs 1. Well, that tie didn't last all that long now, did it? I wish the Mets had kept Owen Iglesias' OMG song. But then again, I wonder if San Diego's using that tune. Probably not. Given how sporadic Jose puts out his music. Sporadically, Jose puts out his music. For those wondering what Jose am I talking about, I'm referring to former Met turned San Diego Padre and part-time Latin pop star, El Pop or Latin pop star, Jose Iglesias. Whose hit single OMG under his stage name, Candelita, helped catapult the Mets to the National League Championship Series, although they didn't come out victorious, or was one of the catalysts to it, alongside Grimace, the emergence of players like Mark Vientos, who showed his quality last year, how much of a quality player he was last year. I mean, how much of a good quality player third base Mark Vientos is. He was. Reed Garrett now comes on to try to hold the line. Garrett not really used to coming in these close games all that often. But when he is. Right now, the Mets lead this game 2-1. Strike one. Granted, his only loss came when he was gambled into a game against Minnesota in extra innings, and he gave up the one hit Minnesota needed to win a game, where the Mets had fought back from being down 3-0 to tie it, but lost 4-3 because, again, Mendoza was being a moron with the gambling. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3-1. Comes down to sinker, full count. Carson Kelly and Nico Horner wait in the wings. Kelly on deck, and Horner's in the foxhole. Too far out with the sinker and didn't even sink, ball 4. And Bush is a leadoff walk. This has been one of my biggest issues with Reed Garrett. Much like with Jake Beekman before the Mets shipped him out last year at the deadline. Too many walks. Kelly is struck out, and he lined out to Soto on his last at bat, so he's 0 for 2 on the day. Ball 1 almost hits him. Strike 1. Garrett, what the fuck are you doing, you son of a bitch? Quit getting cute and just throw it. 2-2. 1 sweeper away, 1-2. Two. Payoff pitch on its way. And this is the problem. And like I said, this is the problem with Garrett. He gets too cute. My biggest issue with Reed Garrett is he's not comfortable when he has to pitch in close games. When he does, he tends to get too cute with his pitch selection, and it ends up backfiring on him. This is why I would have preferred Braza. Acuna comes in, only play the first, one down. Time run scoring position, and the Cubs are going to capitalize. That's going to be a left field double into the left field double. Around third comes Bush. We are tied again at 2. That gets Boyd off the hook if he pitches the 7th, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to. But this also means as a trade-off, Cannon can't get the win. Streak of winning 5 straight decisions is over. Win or lose for the Mets. Swanson fouls that one off his foot, and he just jumps in agony. 0-1. Swanson lines one to center. Couple of steps in is Taylor, and he'll make the catch. 2 down. Swanson got a good bit of it. But had Taylor got a late jump on it, it would have been an RBI single at best. We know what kind of speed Horner has on the base pads. And here comes Justin Turner, who has walked and grounded out. Get out of this thing. I'm likely to be turning over to Pluto or Hennessy's. I prefer Hennessy's the latter since he throws too many pitches. Yeah, Garrett's not going to pitch tomorrow against Pittsburgh, that's for sure. Or with his pitch count. That's fouled off 1-2. Relief. That's high, 2-2. This game's been going for about a little over 2.25. 2-2 is fouled off again. Mets will have Alvarez, Acuna, and Taylor due up in their half of the seventh. Two is line to center. Taylor's going to get under it again, and that ends the inning, but not before the Cubs tie it back up with one hit. It's time to stretch. 2-2 at City. And with this new pitcher coming in for the Cubs, this basically get and that run that essentially gets Matt Boyd off the hook. He can't lose the game, and Griffin Canning can't win it. He cannot win it. Do I expect the Mets to go to a new pitcher in the eighth? Yes. Reed Garrett throwing 21 pitches is going to disqualify him from pitching tomorrow against Pittsburgh. The question is, do you go to Jose Budo, do you go to Ryan Stanek, or do you go to Hennessy Cabrera? I mean, it only took 6 pitches for Cabrera to get out of the inning of work he had the third of an inning he had last night. So he's still relatively fresh. Brad Keller, who came in to start a bull, and they're going to go to Brad Keller, did decently in his one inning of work as the starter of a bullpen game last night. This is his 17th appearance. This was one guy the Mets had difficulty hitting last night. Granted, the win went to the newbie who will probably be starting the next time he comes up. Slider way outside. Alvarez in his first at bat today just took a big hack in it and missed it. 0-1. That's fouled off to the backstop. 0-2. Come on, get a hit, Frankie. Get a hit. 0-2 pitch. Too high. 1-2. Yeah, you gotta keep in mind. Yesterday was a bullpen game for Chicago due to the injury to Shota Imanaga. They had to stretch Boyd as far as they could. 2-2 pitch. That's driven in the left field through the whole base hit. But don't expect Alvarez to take off. Which is a bunt, but it's going to scoot foul down the first base line. That's foul off. 0-2. In the dirt. 1-2. Slow grounder to Swanson. 6-4-3. 7. Ball 1. They cut and he missed it. Ball 2. Oh, God. Stanek. Swing and a miss. 2-2. He just goes down staring at this time. Strike 3. Inning over. 1 hit. Nobody left. Tied at 2 going into the 8th. And Stanek getting ready to come on. On for the cut for the Mets. Get through this this without giving up a run, please. I did say that the only pitchers available today were going to be Budo, Stanek, Garrett, maybe Cabrera since he didn't throw too many pitches, and Diaz because he also didn't throw a lot of pitches last night. The fact is the Mets have not shown a lot of discipline at the plate in this series, and all but three of the runs they scored in this series have come by way of a long ball is a bit concerning for me. Throwing the fact that Mendoza's pitcher gambling has cost the Mets a 5-game lead in the division that has been shrunken to, at least coming into this game, a game and a half. Again, I do not like it when Mendoza goes out of his way to stupid gambling with the pitching for. As much as it's something I want to kill, clobber, and strangle him to death for, because it's cost us two of the last 4 series, and the Mets split one with Washington and lost 2 or 3 to both Arizona and St. Louis. It's because of his reckless gambling. If it wasn't for the 7-run outing in the rubber game in Arizona, the Mets would have lost that series too. John Birdie up. He'll face Ryan Stanek. He's going to foul that one off. 0-1. One. But this year, it's been a regression of sorts. Swung and a miss, 1-2. Three fucking times because Mendoza wanted to gamble, and that's what's led to this mediocre stretch for the Mets the last couple of weeks. Or at the very least, it's been one of the catalysts. 2-2. That's fouled off. We'll do it again. Got him swinging. 1 down. This one's fouled down the right field line. Did you really have to do that, Wiz? Oh, to the PCA. Got him swinging. And it's a 100-mile heater to boot. First pitch is a ball, 0-1. So apparently, Torrens is out with a groin pull, got hit in the ball sack. It's a groin injury. Well, he gave him something to hit, but it's a sky high fly to right center that's going to get pulled up, and Taylor will make the catch. So Stanek gets a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Can the top of the Mets order, which has been basically dead most of this game, wake the fuck up? It'll be Lindor or Soto and Alonso. Can they do something in the eighth? We'll find out. Tied at 2 after 7.5. What up? Oh, what up? Fine. Is out there? Yes. Well, I think you're familiar with this fella. You might. Who are you? I'll show you. Mr. St. Pierre, can you say hi to someone? Sure. Camera. Here he is. Hello. Mr. St. Pierre, why are you saying everything you're in your face? Basically get reduced to cannon fodder. Here you go, Mr. St. Peter, as I promised. Kyle and Johnny have signed it? Yes. John Sweet. Lindor leads off. You're losing, of course, out to, of course, Shohei Ohtani. Keller will stay out there. Oh, it's last night's closer, Porter Hodge, excuse me. Ball 1. One and 1. Or 2-0, excuse me. Hodge closed out the game last night. This time he takes the slider in and over the plate, 2-1. Mostly as a utility closer. That's upstairs, 3-1. Three-one pitch. Goodbye! That one is crushed, heading towards the bullpen. Mets get back in front. It's 3-2. Number 9 for Lindor, tying him with Alonso for the team lead. Porter Hodge got him to chase with a double play ball last night. Not this case today. Not today. Low, middle, in. He fed Lindor a cookie. And Suzuki and Soto lines one to left. Suzuki's over there and basically pickpockets a double from Soto, one down. Yeah, I gotta admit, Suzuki does pretty good as a utility outfielder for the Cubs. I mean, this is only his second or third game in that spot, and he's actually doing fairly well. P. Alonso up next. He's been in a bit of a tailspin. He doesn't want that golden sombrero. Strike one as he takes the slider. He has again warmed up. He only threw 11 pitches last night, so he should be good to go on paper at least today to close it out. But you gotta be careful with with that kind of situation. Alonso lines one to left. It's gonna go there into the corner, and Alonso will bolt to second with a one-out double. Both standing. I mean, with it in the second standing with a one-out double. That's number 15 in terms of doubles on the year for Pete. And for Pete, that's his 15th double of the season. Vientos bloops one to center field, base hit. Armstrong bobbles it. Alonso will score 4-2 Mets. So that's going to be a single, no RBI for Vientos, and an E8 on the fielding on Armstrong. So it's Mets 4, Cubs 2. They're going to give him the RBI single. That looked more like a single and an E8, if you ask me. Tough break for Porter Hodge. He's getting the hook after just one out. They're going to bring in Gavin Hollowell for his 5th appearance. He's been pretty good, predominantly used as the setup, as a utility setup man. 27 years old, draft first round pick and 6th round pick of the Rockies out of St. John's. This is his 4th year in the league. All of his career, he's been a bullpen arm. His entire career has been that of a bullpen arm. His best year was, he didn't get a lot of play time last year with the Cubs. His best year, as minuscule as it is, 2-0 record, 588 and 26 appearances for the Rockies, 1-2 and 1-2 in saves, held the line on 3 different occasions, 31 hits, 23 runs, 22 earned runs, 8 homers, 6 hit batters, 18 walks, 32 strikeouts. This year, that damage has been sufficiently mitigated. Granted, he's not used all that much by the Cubs, but in the 4 games he has popped up in, he's only given up 1 hit in each, 2 walks, and struck out 5. With hitters only hitting 200 against him, and a 1.06 WHIP, which was down from his personal worst when he debuted in 22 of 1.57. It then took a bit of a step up when he dropped it to 146 in 23, but only being used once last year, it got bumped up to a 1.5. On career-wise, hitters are hitting 242 off him, with 9 home runs, 28 earned runs, 30 runs in total. But let's see what Brandon Nimmo can do to pad to it. To pad to the Mets' advantage going into the 9th, following the Lindor solo bomb and the Mark Vientos the Pete Alonso double, and the Mark Vientos single, which I think should have been an RBI single and an E8, but regardless. And now Jose Azocar comes in to pitch run, which means Beatty will be coming in to close out the game at third, or which is my best guess. Ball one. Swung and a miss, 1-1. Nimmo's angled, and he's gotten plunked. One-two pitch. And Nimmo sucks one to right center field. That's going back to the track, to the wall. That's out of here. Nimmo finally has his first Citi Field homer of the year, and it puts the Mets up 6-2. McNeil pops this one up to on the pinch hitter spot. Swanson under it, 2 down. I'd rather not go to Daniel Nunez. Strike one to Alvey. Fouled off. Oh, 2 pitch to Alvarez. Alvarez lines one in the right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And go past corner for a base hit. And the Mets continue their onslaught here in the 8th, up by 4. Acuna fouls that one off, 0-1. One. Right back to the mound, scooped up. Caldwell will just flip it over to first and end the inning, but not before the Mets pick up 4 on 3 hits. On 4 hits, and leave one man on. We go to the ninth. The New York Mets lead the Chicago Cubs 6-2. I'm gonna need another haircut soon. That means another $19 taken out of my account because of the shave and the haircut. So be it. I'll pass. I burned 17 a month on that shit. I burned 18 or 20 a month for that shit. Diaz 8 for 8 in save opportunities, 1-0 record. Ball 1. Seiya Suzuki swings and misses at the sinking fastball. It doesn't really sink. 1-1. One and two. As I guess, Beatty in to play defense. 1-2, grounded to him. He'll scoop it up on the run. Fire, 1 out. I think the win is going to go to Stanek as the pitcher of record. Ground ball by Bush to Beatty again. 2 down. I consider that. That's fouled off. 1-0-1. That's fouled off, 0-2. Now, unfortunately for the Cubs, as I mentioned earlier, St. Louis currently leads Washington. It's now in the 6th inning, but the Nationals have managed to cut the deficit in half, 2-1, on a Nathaniel Lowe homer for in the 4th. Ball 1. Two and two. That's a ground ball. Alonso will scoop it up. Flip to Diaz. Game over. Mets win on Mother's Day. Final score 6-2. Let me get some smiles in the chat. Stand up, New York Mets fans. Winning pitcher Ryan Stanek, he goes to 1-3. Losing pitcher Porter Hodge, he drops to 2-1. No save for Edwin Diaz. Matthew Boyd did pretty good in his outing. 6 innings for the Cubs, 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 8 strikeouts, 1 homer allowed, hit 1 bat, but he also plunked 2 batters. 2 hours, 40 minutes in front of 41,673 at Citi Field, or at least paid. I think it was a little less. For Griffin Cannon, on the other hand, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, 5 Ks over 6 innings. Reed Garrett, 1 run, 1 walk, 1 hit. Give him a blown save. Ryan Stanek closes the door with 2 strikeouts in the 8th. Overall, the Mets give up 2 runs on 3 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 homer. While Chicago, those pitching as a whole, gave up 6 runs, 12 hits, no walks, and the Mets struck out 9 times, but they did get 3 home runs, which proved to be key in this matchup. That's it for today's Mother's Day matchup. I'm done for today. I got to get ready in the next couple of hours to go to my sister's house for the Mother's Day ham deal and to give my mom this. To give my mom these for Mother's Day. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. This is Mets2128 signing out. Goodbye and good fucking night. Bang and happy Mother's Day to you all.